Guys, so if you get a request from your business and you need to organize any kind of, let's say, PDF reports, and those kind of PDF reports will show for each of your users that you have in your organization or maybe in some group or wherever, you need to realize reports that will show for those users which queues and public groups they are a member of. So to do so, for example, we could organize something like this. You could see that here we have a user with possibility to click on the link and go to that user, and here we have a list of public groups and queues which are related to this specific user. So how it could be organized, let's check it on the code level. So first of all, we have some variables that we would like to change based on the our use cases. For example, at the moment for us as a part of the business use case, we have users country code. We hard coded here. We have email address where we would like to send our reports. We have a PDF report title that we are using on this page when we render it. And first of all, what we need to do is we need to make a socle and get from the database users to whom we would like to make necessary report. And as you could see here at this moment, as a part of the filtering criteria, we have just a filter for the user country. Also a good way will be to maybe add here additional validations that this user should be active or something like that, so you could adjust your code based on your criteria. So after that, what we need to do is we need to SoQL our membership group member object. So this object actually contains let's say assignments of users to group and assignments of users to queues. So that's why into this object, from this object we will be able to get both membership for the user, and once it's done, we just prepare an buff variable. It's for the result string that later we will convert into the PDF file. So also here, in the case that we have a for loop, what we need to do is we need to initialize our variable for the current user, and it's good to do it before the for, because if you will create a new instance of the user object each time in the for, it will be, let's say, additional storage used to handle this operation. So that's why all kind of buff variables that will be used later in the for loop better to create before the for. So after that we are creating map, and into this map we will put user IDs and result string. So why we do so? As you could see here in this report, we have, let's say, grouped data, and this data is grouped by the following. We have user, and all related public groups and queues are related to them are actually stored below that user. So in case that each group member object record is actually just a one record in a row, and Salesforce not guarantee to us that we will let's say get records from the DB one by one for one user. So that's why we need to prepare a map and put into this map user, and after that put all these public groups and queues membership which are related to them. So that's why we're preparing the map and some buff result variable which will be used only in for loop, and we will use it just for, let's say, for loop operations, and basics Salesforce record URL for us to make some of our data clickable. For example, link to the user to be clickable. If, for example, we found that there are some membership missed, we could quickly go to that user, edit, and in the next report we will be able to see that this group or queue is added. And the same if, for example, we could see that this user should not have something, we could go to the specific group or queue and delete that user from there. Okay, now in our code what we are doing is we are going through our group member collection with name membership, and here what we are doing is we initialize current user variable with value from our map of users. And after that what we are doing is we just checking, okay, if our map is already contains our user, we just add in a necessary value, like for example a group membership record with the possibility to click on the link. As you could see, we actually organize HTML code right here in the for loop. And if for any reason map is not yet meet that user, then we add in here information about first name, last name of that user with the possibility to click on the user record. So in that manner, what we are doing is we are collecting all necessary information, and later into our map we are putting everything related to the current user and HTML code that we just generated. So after that, what we decided to do is, for example, in our case, it was necessary to send it via email, and for us to be able to do so, what we need to do, it's in Salesforce, we need to prepare a single email message instance. We prepared mail, so here we're setting up two addresses. It's one of the variables that we are using at the top of our code. And after that, we need to create a mail file attachment. In terms of we are using it as a PDF, so we are setting up a content type it to equal to PDF, setting file name. As you could see here, also we include an extension directly into the name of the file, and we are setting body. And important note here that body we need to use from blob, and when we are preparing especially PDF files, then we need to make sure that we will convert blob to the PDF, so that's why we are doing so. So our final result string that we are preparing from the map, we are generating based on it PDF file. After that, we are setting file attachments based on this file that we just prepared, setting sender display name, subject, HTML body, and sending this email. So one more important note that I would like to mention here, it's for example, if you don't want to do so, like we are going here through membership record and making this additional map to perform grouping, right? You could suggest that, okay, maybe it will be better for us to iterate through user list, right? And after that, maybe inside of this for have another for that will go through membership collection, and based on this membership collection you could get let's say everything sorted out, and you will have already everything grouped. But the problem that you might get, it's CPU, because in Salesforce, when you execute it for loop, sometimes it's very let's say big operation, and you will get epic CPU time limit exceeded. So that's why it's better to convert all of kind of nested fors that you have in your code into one level for, and in that case you will get a better productivity of your code, better performance, and it will work much faster even in that case. So after that, what we could do, for example, if you would like to test it on our dev environment, we are going to debug, getting our code in this frame, clicking execute. So after that, once code will be executed, you could see that it's working fast. We are going just into our mailbox. We could see that new email is here, and we could see that here we have in the attachment results of our operation, and the view of those attachments is organized by the following way, but you could customize it wherever you want. So thank you for the attention. Good luck.